Hey friends and family, hey loved ones, hey beloveds. So just checking in and saying hello and wanted to share a few things. It's been a wild ride in the last little while and how. So where do I start? Right where I am, right here, right where I am. I am right here, and I am right to be here, and I am at peace with myself right where I'm at. And that's one of the things I've been reminding myself this week, and it was really, it's been a good practice. Letting go. What can I let go of right now so that I can feel more at peace with myself? And what can I let go of right now so that I can be more at ease with where I am right now? And that's been such a good practice for me. And actually, I offered that to someone who is dear to me, to try and help her, come back to the moment and to a safe place, to where we are safe. We're safe right now. Kind of when we are traumatized and going through, some of those feelings of trauma, it's kind of like it takes us back to that traumatic place, or that place where we experience that trauma. And it's hard for us to see anything else other than that, trauma, or that danger, or that hurt. And so, I've had a lot of overwhelming emotions come up. It's been an emotional ride since even before the Cancer full moon, which brought so much amazing healing, really. But it has, some of it has felt so uncomfortable, and it's just allowing that to be, allowing myself to feel uncomfortable and allowing the situation to be uncomfortable, and knowing that is legit. Those feelings of discomfort and dis-ease are right to be, and they have messages for me and we. And so just allowing it to be what it is, instead of reacting with disallowance, or it should be this way, or it shouldn't be that way, because it doesn't feel good, in a lot of ways, and it's not ideal, and it's not what we think it should be sometimes, but it is actually exactly what it needs to be, to get our attention, to get our reception. There's something in that discomfort, or the feeling of dis-ease, for us to see and for us to respond to. And so doing my best to consciously respond, to these uncomfortable feelings, and what's asking for healing. And sometimes the process of healing, it can feel like it hurts so much, like there's so much pain that does come up. And sometimes it feels worse than the original wound, when we're going through that process of healing, to heal ourselves, or to hold that space for someone else. Sometimes it can, feel a little more painful than if we did in the beginning, because, sometimes we have these defense mechanisms that protect us. And then when we're consciously going in, and meeting that pain where we are, sometimes, we're feeling more of that, that we tried to avoid, or deny, or cover up. And so, it does take courage, and it does take grace, and just a willingness to be, and then surrender and letting go. of how it needs to be, and just allowing it to be all it is, so it can move, it can be moved, it can be felt, it can be met, it can be surrendered and freed. And so I feel like it is a good time to start over. Every day is a new day, and every moment is a new moment. And so we can start over again and again and again, where we are, right where we are, here where we are, here as we are, just as we are. That's justice for ourselves. And that's, that allowance and that self-love for the whole, for all the parts of the whole. And deep compassion for ourselves and for all others that are going through their own process of healing. And through that feeling and revealing. And so, let's take a moment. Start over again. And just breathe and be here. Start over again. And so I want to introduce myself all over again. My name is Jen, and I'm a recovering amnesiac and a recovering people pleaser and a recovering idealist and perfectionist and recovering myself. All those parts of myself that I abandoned, rejected, or denied, or didn't know how to hold the space for, or didn't know how to be with. And so I'm an intuitive, I'm an empath, I'm a very sensitive person, I'm a lover of life, and I love being alive. I love life, and I love my life, and I'm so grateful to be here and be alive right now. And I very well, easily, could have died several times. In the last, decade. I have had brushes, my own brushes with death, and I have confronted that side, that, mortal side of me, and I have confronted, my mortality, but that doesn't, just automatically cancel out the fears that I had sometimes about being seen, or about, being hurt, or being rejected again, or being denied, or minimized, or demonized, or, excluded, rejected, all those things. And so, just working on and playing with, and playing in, like, my own play, doing my best for the last few years to honor and respect all of me and be my love for all of me, being all my love I need through being true to me. And it's a work in progress, and it is ongoing alchemy. And so, it's just been learning so much in the last couple weeks, just all the time, always learning and integrating and giving myself the room and the space, like, to integrate and process, like, psychically process, like, all the things that come in to help me be one with me. And so in the last little while, I had put everything aside for the time being to help a loved one who's very, very dear to me that was in crisis. And I realized what a gift it was that I could show up for her and the family that's so super dear to me in my ways of being, just being who I am, being the love that I am, being here as I am and just being willing, I had no idea what to do, but I just let go and surrendered, and I said, I'm willing to show up. And I just trusted my feelings, my intuition, but it was like a leap of faith, and it was trust, and it was surrender, and it was letting go of everything, because it was okay not to know, and it was okay just to let go. And so there was a lot of great healing, so much that happened, and that is in progress, and that is happening now and taking place. And really super grateful for everything and everyone that has showed up for me and we. And it's so beautiful, to know that I have so many friends and family and loved ones that do care for me and do love me and do honor me and appreciate and respect me and really do, are really, really super grateful for me and the part that I've played in their lives. And I'm so grateful for the space that was held for me when I needed it. Yeah, and so there's been so much of that. And I'm humbled beyond words, really, for everything that surrender can bring and make the space for. And the miracles that are being manifested into being through our being. Yeah. Through this being that we are. Through this being of love that we are as we are. And so, yeah, I feel like it was such a gift to, just to help me be able to surrender and let go of control, because I had no control over anything that was going on. And I knew that it would make it a little bit, more difficult, for myself, trying to be rigid or trying to control things or plan things. It was just a time to be flexible and spontaneous and just connected and in the moment. That's just all I can say, really. So whatever else wants to be said about that, what else wants to be shared about that and around that. It's a continuous process, and it does help me. It has helped me increase my faith in this love that there is for us, and how much life does want to give love to us and share love with us and be love for us. How much love life has for us, and how it is all happening for us, for our healing and for our revealing and for our discovery and our remembering and becoming who we really are, remembering who we really are. And so that is just, one of the things, the amazing grace that has come into my awareness. It's more of a remembering than forgetting now. It's remembering that I am connected to Source at all times, even when I feel disconnected. And that connection is always accessible, for me to draw from and draw on and connect to and choose for my being, my well-being. And so, wow, I'm so just in awe and super humbled and grateful for everything that has come through and everything that is transforming and just coming into the light of awareness and being illuminated to help us break through, break open and break through. So I got to experience a beautiful, beautiful Cancer full moon. One of my good friends, Danielle, she holds moon circles, and she had planned out a little full moon excursion for our little full moon circle of sisters, a saltwater pool sound bath. And it was kind of really funny when I got the invitation for this sound bath. I was kind of on the fence about it, and I kind of was thinking, maybe I'll just sit this one out. But I wasn't gonna reject it outright, but I was just kind of leaning towards, I don't know if I'm gonna show up for this one, because of just certain things, insecurities, and just I don't know if I want to go out that way, and I don't know if I want to be vulnerable and get in a pool and all that kind of stuff. But then there was one part of me that was this might be really awesome and really great, and it's something you've never done before. And so I was kind of I don't know. And so I just kind of put it aside and was I'll decide later. And but I did keep getting nudges about it. And so I finally decided, okay, well, I'm having so much resistance around this. So I decided to do a little muscle testing, when you put your fingers together and it's not totally clenching it or anything. It's just a normal, kind of a grip or whatnot. Just holding the fingers together and asking yourself questions, whether it's yes or no. And then if your fingers slip out really super easily, that's okay, that's a no. And if your fingers stay together, that's the correct answer and whatnot. And so I was asking my body, so would this serve my highest good to be here, to be there at the sound bath, the saltwater pool sound bath? And I got a really strong yes. And I played around with it a little bit, and it was yes, you get to be there, you get to choose this for yourself. This does serve your highest good to be there. And and it's something that I get to go participate in, and obviously it's gonna be really amazing, potent healing experience, and for intimacy and connection and growth. And so I was okay, and so as soon as I got that answer, all right, and I committed to it, because I'd been asked 2 or 3 times, are you coming to this? And I was oh man, I don't know. And so I just decided to do that muscle testing, and I was okay, I guess I'm going. Yes, I will, and I will receive this, and I'm grateful, and yes. But little did I know, why? I was actually needing to be there. And so, it was really awesome how it all worked out. And so I actually ended up getting another ticket for a friend who's the sister of my dear sweet friend that I helped this week. And they ended up both coming with me and being a part of our Moon Circle group. And it was really, really great for all of us, to be together and to be supportive and to show up for each other and ourselves. And that's, the message I was getting, showing up for love and showing up for ourselves and showing up for each other, because we really need each other, and we're all needed here. Our love is really needed here, and our authenticity and our willingness and our beauty and just our being is so essential to the well-being of the whole. And so I was so super grateful that my friend had organized this and planned this, and that we all got to show up and be together. And so when we got there, it was it's pretty cold outside, but it's this pool was in a greenhouse in someone's backyard. And it was really freaking awesome experience. I've never actually swam in a saltwater pool, and I've avoided the chlorine pools for the last couple years, really. And so it was super nice to experience that, and to be with my mermaid friends. And so, the shaman who is facilitating the sound bath, her introduction, she was asking, like, how many of you been to a sound bath before, and, and just different things, and just kind of explaining, okay, this is the stuff that may come up, and during this time, and sometimes people cry, and sometimes they release, and sometimes this happens, and just let it be and let it go, and allow yourself the room and the space for whatever needs to come, and so it was just like, okay, and I didn't anticipate or expect my own release was going to happen, but it was really amazing. I was in the pool, just trying my best, or doing my best, just to let go and let my body kind of move however it wanted to go, and however it felt. And I was feeling all of a sudden so super cold, and just shivering, and there was so much tension in my shoulders, and in my upper area, my neck, and my upper back and stuff, and it was just shivering. And I was a dear friend was next to me, and she's just oh, are you cold? And I was like, yeah, I think it's my body's way of trying to help me release some of this tension, And so she just put her arm around me, and just held me for a minute, and just held me close, and I was just oh, this feels so nice, thank you so much. Just feeling loved and nurtured and supported, and I'm the one that usually holds the space for others, and I'm willing to reach out and mother, be that mother figure, that mother, that play that mother role, and and I'm just was about to say, oh, thank you, and just give her a hug, and then she just all of a sudden this intense feeling of these waves of grief and sorrow and just sadness and everything just started to come up and well up, and I was shaking my whole entire body. And I just made the decision, okay, I'm going to allow this. I'm in a safe place, and I'm going to let this go. I'm going to express this, and it's going to be a gift, for others as well as myself. I'm willing to receive this, and I'm willing to allow this right now. I'm willing to be with this, and I'm willing to let this be, and let this be given, and let this be received, and everything it needs to be. And my friend was holding me, and it was just what I needed, that safe place, that safe container, to hold that space for me, and being received allowed me to just let go and not be judgmental of myself, and it wasn't it was conscious thing. It's not about what it sounds like, it's not about what it looks like, just feel, just let yourself feel and express it and let it just go, and so I did, and I didn't attach any stories to it, but it actually did kind of get some images and some insights into what was being released in certain ways. And it wasn't just for me, it was for the collective, and it was also for me, for my soul, for my whole being. And oh gosh, it was a soul cry. It was so intense, the way that it moved my body. I just let go of control and just let it do what it needed to do, and just be released authentically. And wow, it was intense, and I don't even know how long I really cried for, but I felt and sensed all my sisters that were there within this moon circle group, and people that loved me and that were close to me and that cared for me, all surrounding me as my friend was holding me. And they were all putting a hand somewhere near me or on me, around me. And I could feel them and I could hear them breathing, like, and it was like almost like breathing in unison, like to help like birth or midwife, like something true, and like for all of us. And it was just like, wow. And so all this emotion, yeah, I felt it like just be released. And then as soon as it had come, it was done and it was gone. And then it was just like taking that breath and then coming back, like, I'm safe and I'm here. And it was just like, wow. Just like, wow. Just amazing, really. And so, yeah, I don't know what it looked like to other people. And that's not so important, really. But I know that it did help others, and it gave others permission to have their own release, their own authentic grieving or letting go of whatever like was ready for them to let go of. And so, yeah, I realized later that night when I came home, like what a gift it actually was, and I was able to process some of it, and I cried a little bit more, like, because of how beautiful it really was. And then, yeah, just how beautiful the whole night was, really. And how grateful I am for this circle of sisters that I have, yeah, shown up for and that have shown up for me. And super grateful for the true intimacy and the true belonging and the true acceptance. And the giver and receiver, you know, as one. And that reciprocity, that generosity, and that receptivity, and that allowance. Like, that allowance to be as I am and as I'll be. And so, just getting good lessons in that this week. And so, after helping my dear loved one get stabilized and had her stay with me for a week and in a safe place, and you know, helping to like coach her and get her stabilized and everything, and transition back to home and everything. I kind of was feeling like a little bit stressed because I felt like I was behind on a couple things because I had, you know, put everything aside, and I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed yesterday with everything I thought I needed to catch up on and get up to speed on, and get back, you know, into and get on track, and yeah, all those things, all that pressure, and had like a lot of worry and anxiety come up. But like the one thing, like, which was really cool too, during, you know, this time that my dear one was with me, my friend had asked me if I wanted to have a Reiki session, you know, and I asked my, you know, is this okay with you? Do you want a Reiki session? Because I'm going to do one, and so, yes, thank you for offering that. And so during my Reiki session, my friend had actually, like, yeah, she had picked up on that, and she says, all these projects and all these things, like, you don't need to worry right now. There's nothing to worry about. You've seeded them really well, so you can just surrender right now. And they're all doing just fine. Everything's okay. And so just take care of you right now. And, yeah, and just do what you need to do for now, and you can always come back to these things later. They're going to wait for you, and they're all here, and they're all waiting, and they're all healthy. And yeah, so you planted good seeds, and you've seeded and nurtured them well, and so it's okay to step back and take a break. And so, like, I had that in the back of my mind. Okay, so I don't have to worry so much. But there was something yeah, that, oh gosh, it was just like that old programming of, I need to do this, like, I'm not doing enough, I need to, I have to, and all those things coming up, like, just a lot of pressure that I was putting on me, and, oh, just so much coming up that, like, I kind of felt stuck in a way, like, but I was going back and forth in certain ways, like, no, I'm good, I'm right here, everything's good, I can just surrender and be with what's here right now, and what I'm currently choosing, and, take it moment by moment, step by step, and day by day, and breath by breath, and play by play, and just, let everything just be in flux, and, it'll all get squared away somehow, and so, but just feeling, there was this strange feeling that wouldn't let go of, like, and I realized that it was my own expectations, like, that I had for myself, and that I was expecting of me. I was expecting so much of me. This is just like old pattern, this old programming that keeps me, stuck in a certain loop of, never enough. And I have too much to do, and not enough energy, or not enough time, or whatever the story is. And so, I realized, it's me being so hard on me. And I got to the point where I was just feeling so overwhelmed because I felt like certain things were expected of me, and I just didn't even know, like, how I felt about some of the stuff that I was expecting of me, and just all sorts of mental strategies, like trying to figure it all out, and just it was just such a weird but it was a good opportunity to practice all of these new soul strategies, and just remembering, like, all of the things that are really true, and just giving myself a break. And I lost where I was going with that, but 1 second. So giving myself a break. That's because I realized, I am just being so hard on myself. And there was all these tasks that I have, and like, I had all these things, like, in my mental list, like, I needed to get this done, and this needs attention, and this needs attention, and I've slacked off on that, and like, there was a class that I started last Tuesday that I hadn't been able to, like, jump into, and I felt, like, overwhelmed because, like, the next part of the course was coming up, and I hadn't done any of the homework, or looked at the assignments, or checked in with my group, or any of that kind of stuff. And so I felt, like, super overwhelmed about all that. I didn't know, like, what all that was going to require, and I needed to take care of my little dog, who needed some attention, and really, really super needed a bath. And I was texting a friend about, like, my in-bulk circle, and that, like, just kind of, it's like, put a lot of pressure on me too, because, like, oh my gosh, like, because my house is in the middle of, like, we're doing, like, musical space and musical rooms, like, rearranging some things, and, like, letting certain stuff go, but also, like, bringing in new things, and so, like, it seems a little chaotic, like, and just kind of having to let that go for now, and, like, it's time to make my kombucha, and just, like, all of these things. And so I got, like, so super tired, and, like, I could barely keep my eyes open. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't have any energy to do anything right now. And it's just like, okay, it's okay, just go just close your eyes for a few minutes, and just let yourself be, and let yourself rest, if that's what you need. And just like, okay, that's what I'll do, if that's what I need, and so I did allow myself that. I just laid down for, like, 2 minutes, closed my eyes, and just relaxed. And then, like, yeah, as soon as I did that, like, I felt like refreshed in just a few minutes. And then I was like, okay, now I can go bathe my dog, you know? And then, I got her taken care of. And then it was like, okay, now I can bathe myself. And yeah, I got in the shower, and it's just like, yeah, sometimes that's where I get like a lot of my epiphanies and my ahas. It's just like, it's a magical place, like just washing it all away and just like getting into that other brainwave state. Like, I believe it's like the alpha, yeah, or the theta. Yeah, I don't actually know, like, yeah, but it changes like some kind of, yeah, our, um, our state of consciousness in certain ways, like, yeah. And so I was realizing, oh my gosh, like, I'm expecting so much of me. And I felt so much compassion for that part of me that felt like so pressured to perform and to do things a certain way, or, yeah, like this internal tyrant or this Nazi that, yeah, I was just like, you gotta do it, and you gotta do it this way, and you gotta be this, and you can't, yeah, not do this, or, just like all these things. And it's like, oh, self, I'm so sorry, I'm so hard on you, like, I love you. And I was just, yeah, just allowing that part of me to cry, like, that felt so pressured and so overwhelmed. And it's just like, oh, loving that part of myself. I'm just like, oh, like, really, like, getting it and understanding, oh, like, what it was all about. And it was, like, so intense, though. Like, it actually felt like, at a certain point, like, I actually felt like I was being psychically attacked in certain ways. And so I had asked, and I called in all the angels and my guides and my protectors to help me with this. And I asked for love and grace and protection. And then I realized, yeah, that no one expects as much of me as I do. No one is as hard on me as I am. And so, yeah, I was just really, if I can allow myself, like, anything that others send at me, like, won't affect me. Like, if I can be love for myself and, like, seal these energy leaks and drains, there's no way, for something else outside of me to come into my space and influence me like that. And so choosing love for myself and allowance for where I was and where I am. Yeah. And so, yeah, that was super interesting having that shift. And so, yeah, not all of it was like melted away or, gone. Some of it was still lingering, like when I got out of the shower. But I was just like, yeah, I'm going to be easy on me. I'm going to be love for myself, and just choosing to step into that, like, that love for myself as I am right now, and asking myself, what can I let go of right now so that I can feel more at peace and at one with me. What can I let go of right now so that I can be more at ease with where I'm at, right now. And so I just decided, oh, okay, I'm just going to let the kombucha go this week, and that's okay. I'll start over with that. I can let that go. So that's like one thing I can check off my list. And then if I don't get to check in with my group tonight, that's okay. I can do that in the morning or whenever. I'll just surrender it. I'm willing. And so I checked that off, and it's like, I can let that go. And then it was just like, yeah, all these things that I think I'm supposed to do or how I'm supposed to be right now, like, yeah, can I let all of that stuff just go and just be with me as I am right now, and right where I'm at. And so I super appreciated, like, I had 2 friends reach out to me, and they helped remind me, like, how loved and appreciated and worthy I am, and how grateful they are for me, and how much they appreciate me, and that was like a good reminder. And I was just like, thank you. But like, yeah, there was still like some really like, just so much pressure there I was still feeling. But then like, and I felt like, yeah, I was kind of like, had this attitude too, like it's unfair, like, but like I feel like I'm so forced to be a certain way or to show up a certain way, and I knew it was still like my own expectations and my own agendas, and I just needed to surrender the agenda, the outcome, and the expectation that I had for myself. And but one thing that really did help me turn it around was that I was looking at my phone. There was a little text, a group text, and my friend had been sharing like her amazing miracles and what she's creating in her life, and how certain things like just unfolded and happened like miraculously and just magically for her and everything. And I was just like, wow, that is so cool and that's so beautiful. I'm going to choose to be happy about this for her, that all these things are going, well for her, and she's experiencing all this amazingness. And it was just like, wow, good for you, kind of, feeling that like really super like authentically and genuinely like happy and joyful and proud and excited, like for her and what she's opening up and creating in her space, and like how much it's going to like bless her and her family and others, and how it's going to contribute to healing and discovery and all this creativity and just like well-being all around. And that like totally was like, wow, that's our creator attitude. And so just feeling into that, and just like knowing that like I could shift my attitude and like my altitude, and just by choosing joy and choosing to be happy, like just with what was and what is. And so like that really did help me shift like that rest. And then it was like, all of a sudden it was like so much lighter, and everything was so much brighter, just like by that like choice, that choice that I had to step into that invitation. And so that was really cool to experience. And then focusing on that appreciation for all the things that we get to create through our being. And so that was good, like to help me to let go and trust that it's okay not to know, like, and come back to the flow. And so that was amazing. What else wants to be said about this? What else can I share that relates? I'm probably complete with that. But that was a good it's good practice, actually. Oh, yes. And then, it was so super great. I actually had some time last night to do like a few other things. And then I got signed up on Telegram, because like that's where my group is meeting, and I hadn't been on social media. It's almost been like a year and a half. I think since I've been on social media. But so I wasn't planning on signing up for social media quite yet. But I guess I'm on Telegram now. And had a couple people reach out to me, because I guess they got like notifications or something that, hey, Jen's on Telegram now and whatnot. And also got like linked up with my group and stuff. And then all of a sudden I felt like this crazy anxiety and these fears and these self-doubts and these insecurities come up. And I was just like, wow, hello self-doubts, hello fear, hello anxiety. And like, even though it didn't feel good at all, like I was just like, oh, this is right for me to feel. And thank you anxiety, and thank you self-doubts, and thank you fears for helping me to remember what's really true. And like, could kind of like see, where that was coming from and all of those things. And so it was just like, yeah, feel, kiss, flow. I can make room for this. I can make the space for this. And thank you. Like, wow, this must be like really good for my growth and stretching my comfort zones, because it's exciting and it's a little scary. And then, just kind of seeing like, where I was afraid and like what fears were actually coming up. And that was like the fears of vulnerability and the fears of being seen, and the fear of intimacy, and all these things that were coming up for me to see and receive with love for me. And just thanking them, and just like, wow, this is like, let the healing begin, because this is exactly like, what I'm here for. And and so just more grateful than like, freaking out about it. But like, it's just a different place and a different space to be. And so, still feeling nervousness and still feeling, like some of those fears, but choosing courage and to be courageous, and show up and be as I am anyway and always. And so, just wow. And so I did connect with my group this morning, and I just shared a little post about, happy to be here with you all, and I'm sorry I'm a little late to the party, and just all these things have been coming up as I was getting up to speed on the homework and the assignments and everything, and just shared a little bit about, some of the fears coming up and some of the insecurities and the self-doubts, and how grateful I was for the opportunity, and how grateful I was for each one who was holding space, and grateful for their being here with me and we. And so it was a good it was a good welcome and introduction and start to the day, where we had the second class in the afternoon today, and on Zoom, and that kind of a thing. And so it was nice, to participate in that and be present for that, for the live recording, and super enjoyed like what was being offered and given and received. And so I was grateful for the opportunity to learn and to expand and to grow into my gifts and move into acceptance, like for all of me and we, through this transition, and through like this healing, and through this rebirth, and through this remembering and this awakening, remembering who we are, and who we get to be, and who we get to play at being, and just letting it be. So it's just been really super intense and real and raw and messy and beautiful and amazing, and it's just so much grace and so much beauty, like in this full totality of being, in this undividable totality, and making room, making space for all the parts of the whole to be in harmony, together, and be like realigned or reintegrated, or just included and allowed to be as they are, and as I am, as we are. And so, with that said, we'll see if anything wants to be shared. I have my journal from last month and a new journal that I started yesterday, which was a good day to start, to write down all of this homework and all these new things I'm learning. And I wrote more yesterday than I had in the last 2 weeks. Pardon me. And it does feel like it's a new chapter, and there are all these new beginnings happening, and so super, super grateful for all these things. So I flipped open to my old journal, and this is an entry from December 9th, 2021. And so, share my love, share my joy, share the magic, be the magic, free the magic, bless, thank, praise, honor all the magic. Inspiration, passion, clear intention and reception, you, me, and we. Ritual, intuition, joy, enthusiasm, and spontaneity. Imagination, trust, openness, hospitality, make the room and clear the space. Unself-consciousness, playfulness, innocence, wildness, reverence, and irreverence. Relax into love and let love flow through being all I am. Or enacting. Enacting. This being. This energy. This play. Challenge, invitation, opportunity, gratitude, acknowledgement, responsibility, engagement and participation, receptivity. So January 19th, 2022, our full moon window in Cancer. And this was, a dear friend of mine, Tanya. It was her birthday on this day, on the 19th, and that's the day that we had our Reiki session. And this is the woman that I used to caregive for, and then I was a caregiver for 10 years. And it was nice to honor her life and her memory on that day with her daughter. Dang, there's so much to write about and express, but I'm not sure where to begin, so I'll begin again as I am. Here I am. Yay, getting a Reiki session today, and maybe, some other, healing modalities. Super grateful for all the support, love, and connections that contribute and bless our well. So many changes, so many shifts, so many loved ones, so many gifts. Self-care is an essential, not a luxury. How do we show up to care for ourselves? Through loving all our ways, through allowing all love's ways. The well wishes and the will to good. How may I best serve thy love right now, and my love, our love right now? How may I be of service and care? And so, just because letting go of the fear of what I think I'm supposed to do, or how I'm supposed to show up and be, or what role I'm supposed to play, and instead saying, how can I best serve love right now? What does love need right now? How can I show up and serve love right now? How can I best serve love? How can I be of service? And and every moment it's different, something different is needed, so, And I was looking at stories, and our stories help remind us of what is really true and all we really are. But sometimes we tell stories and tell tales that we believe are true, that are so removed from love's whole truth. So stories can illuminate, stories can conceal, stories are healing, stories are medicine, stories are guides and signposts, stories are magic, stories hold codes, stories hold wisdom, and stories hold gold. Stories tell us where to go. Stories reveal what we've hidden from ourselves. Stories can, reveal what we've hidden from ourselves. Little rosebud and rebirth, rising from the ashes, it is a new day for a new earth, this living language of love. Let it be love. So thinking about cycles and moon cycles, Sabbats, transitions, changes of growth and time, the seasons, the seasons of our lives, thinking about trust, surrender and expression, service, creative play and healing modalities, health and spiritual, emotional crises, and showing up to care, responsibility, self-aware, self-care. Going to be, looking at goals, efforts, contributions, strengths, possibilities, and strategies, asking for the angels of clarity, the angels of the flowers, the angels of healing, and the angels of mercy and empathy, trust, confidence, and humility, all this love for we. I trust our wings and the love we bring through our love and all our ways of being, who we are and all we get to be. Yea, so well, all is well, and all is held. All is in God's hands, all is right now. Show up and be myself, and a fairy godmother elf. A fairy godmother queen, yes indeed, just a whole lot of love to give, share, be, and receive. And there was some spirit animal messages that had come in and come through. And this is from January 21st, 2022. And I was, getting some certain messages. And, some of them had come in through the Reiki session through my friend, and through her own intuition and her own gifts that she's growing beautifully into. And it's so fucking awesome to see her expanding and just like growing and blooming into who she is, like through all of these gifts that she's cultivating and developing and just remembering and honoring. And so this is like, that just brings me so much joy to see other people doing well, and other people, of course, that I care about and love. Like, it's just such a joy and such a pleasure. And I just love it. Like that encouragement and that being that cheerleader as well. Because we do need more cheerleaders in this world, like to contribute to our well-being. And because there are enough critics and we're so critical of ourselves, and so definitely could be kinder to ourselves and be our own cheerleaders as well. And so messages from the well. And so one of those things, starlings had come up. And if you've ever seen those little birds and their murmurations and their formations and things, they're very like mesmerizing to watch and to see. And it's like one of the most trippy natural phenomenons that there are, like to see. And I see them behind my house and flying over this pond that's in back of my house, this fishing pond. And I've seen different patterns and different shapes and different things that have given me like such chills, and I feel it like all down my crown and just love watching the birds. Like they have so many messages. And then I saw my friend the blue heron today as well, and I saw my friend the eagle today as well. But going back to the starlings, like one of the things that I got, and I wrote in the morning about it because I had received it before I went to sleep, and wanted to like totally remember, like, oh yeah, I got those messages. And so I did start to write, but some of it like that had come in, I kind of faded. And so like, but the main message was don't be so attached to the form that the energy takes or how it is perceived. Let it be fluid and let it be free. Let it flow, move, change, let it go, and let it be. And so like more of a message to surrender for me, like don't get so attached to the form that it takes, or the form that I perceive that it takes, or how it's looking and whatnot. Just let it be fluid and let it flow, move, change, let it go, and let it be. And then also like goose has been coming up a lot, and the geese. And so that was a fun message as well, like because it also had to do with form and formation. And like there's this V formation that the geese take when they're in flight, and they take turns in the front, and like the air drafts like move in different ways, and they actually like the way that they move their formation and stuff, it makes it easier for the ones that are behind in the group. And so it's like one of those messages too that is like a pioneer breaking ground, like, and paving its own path, or going its own breaking ground, like through these new ways of being, helps make it easier for others to come who follow after, or well, not that they're followers, but they're on their own journey. And like, so it's like really gratitude for all those who have come before, and then for our own like ways of moving forward, how we can help others, how we can assist that transition, and making it easier for others who come after, who follow after us. And so, like, opening up that space and considering, like our progeny and the next generations, and how we're all connected, and how important it is, to know that what we choose today, like, creates tomorrow, for us. So the form in the formation, the V formation, like, kind of like an arrow, like, moving forward. The arrow, and also I, like, got, like, the toroidal field, the structure and the flow and the creative play of imagination, pioneering, breaking new ground, the wind currents and trust, helping others raises us up. We rise by helping others, and healing ourselves. And so one of the other messages was strength, and it was like, let go and know that you are carried. You are carried by this love, and let love carry you. Let love carry you through. You're not doing this all on your own, and so just trust and let go. So it was so super beautiful to receive that. Relax, be gentle with yourself, slow down, be here present, breathe. So relax, be gentle with yourself and yourselves. Slow down, be here, breathe. Be easy, patient, trusting, kind, and faithful. Surrender, remember, letting go with love, making the room, making the space for love to be received, served, offered, given, shared, and freed. Honored, circulated freely, life is allowed. We are allowed to change and be and change. Recirculate, recalibrate, rest, restore, integrate, trust, surrender, bless, and appreciate. And so, we are allowed, to be and to change and to be. So just let it be and respond, with love for all of me. So, taking my own advice, because that's what I've been saying a lot to, certain loved ones in my life lately, just be gentle and be easy with yourself. But that's exactly what I needed as well. And so I always do pay attention to my words and to the messages that come through me, because I know they're from me as well. So, taking messages and that sage advice from my own well, and practicing it and playing with it, and remembering, that I can choose to be well. And so, I had felt a little run down this week, and the air quality here hasn't been the best, and I was feeling like I was getting like some allergy symptoms and whatnot, and I have like a little head cold, but it's not like, anything really, just, it just kind of, it sounds worse than it really is, but I've been feeling like, a little tired and run down, so I have been getting some good rest, and I did allow myself to take a really, really long nap the other day, and to get some extra sleep that night, and just be easy on myself, and just choose what I needed, and let the rest be, like, for now. And so, like, super grateful for, like, all of these things and all these lessons helping me, to honor my own energy, to honor all all that I am and all that I need for my well-being. And so, there was some really difficult things and some uncomfortable, like, moments. And, I just got to surrender and let go and trust that love was, holding us, and allow love to flow. Instead of trying to control, like, and step in and make it comfortable. I just got to allow it to be uncomfortable. And it was uncomfortable for me, and it was uncomfortable for my loved ones that were with me. But it was like exactly part of that healing process that needed to be expressed, needed to be felt, needed to take place. And that's not like the end of like the discomfort, the dis-ease, but it was like allowing it and creating the space for it to be, so that the wisdom and the healing and the blessings could emerge and be received as well. And so, yeah, that was what got to be offered, shared, given, and received, and allowed to be. And so it is still all a work in progress, and everything is in flux, and everything is changing, and transitioning. And so just making peace with what is and what will be, what has been, what is and what will be, what gets to be. And I have a say in that as well, like right now, right where I am right now. So just kind of blown away, and wanted to share some of those things while they were still a little fresh, and relating to all of these things that have been coming up for me. And so something that I got from my class today, which was really, really, really freaking amazing. One thing that is super amazing was on my last video, which was recorded on January 14th. I had been sharing and speaking about wanting to be more open about like sexuality and sexual healing, and kind of like my own experiences that I've had, and some of my inner knowing, and addressing some of the abuses and the crimes against humanity, and my own trauma that I've been through, and the trauma that humanity has been through, and asking for help to proceed in how to share that authentically with vulnerability. And I actually was drawn to intuitively and just organically to a beautiful woman who is been doing alchemy and offering support like to others that are doing like this work. And I found out like that she was doing a 9-week course on womb healing, and it's all about that, like healing our own womb so that we can birth ourselves, rebirth ourselves, like through this creative power that we have and we've been given. And healing these old wounds of the emotional pain body, and transforming it into what it really is. And it's our own power that we have like to create through like this energetic womb, this heart well womb that we have within us, especially as women. And so it's like amazing, really, like all of these things, just putting it out there, asking, can I have some help with that, please? And then getting directed, so here's this if you want it. And it's like, I really do. And it was so funny. I actually didn't know like that the deadline was coming up like really, really, really quick, but I happened to get like, some kind of a notice like a couple hours before the deadline was cut off to register for this class. And I was like, oh yes, I want to do this, I want to show up for it. But in certain ways, there were certain cock blocks that came up, and it was so freaking hilarious, really. Like all the things that really came up that almost tried to prevent me from receiving this love that I, wanted to choose and wanted to receive for me, and wanted to give myself permission, to receive. And there was just these little things, these little snags, these little like booby traps or whatever that came up. And yeah, and so I just like had to get around that, like, or sidestep it, or just like break through it too. Like, yeah, all of these silly stories of why I couldn't, and how I couldn't, and it was just like, you know what, that's a story. And so I just had surrendered like all of that, and I actually did, like, yeah, get what I needed to get done, and filled out like this questionnaire and everything, and like by the time I was done, I was so ready to go to bed. And it was so great, like, when I sent my payment over and stuff, and I was sitting alone, everybody else had gone to bed, and like in my living room, and it felt like this like tremor, like after I had actually, like, you know, broke through all of these like fences, or like this glass ceiling that was, yeah, trying to convince me that, oh, I can't do it, and I'm going to miss the registration, and because, yeah, there were these certain things, these stories, like, of why I couldn't, and it was just so ridiculous. And so every single time when I just surrendered it, and I was just like, what else is possible? And like, and then I was guided to exactly what I needed to do, like, because sometimes I'm not really tech savvy, and I get my husband to help me, like, with some things, and he does it for me, so I don't learn. So it was just kind of like, yeah, one of those things, and it's super funny, yeah, that I just figured it out. Like, it just, like, my intuition, like, and my guides, and when love helped me, like, get through that part of it. But yeah, after, like, I had, like, completed everything, and set my payment in and stuff, yeah, it was like this crazy, like, little earthquake happened underneath me, and it was just, like, so weird, and I was just like, nobody's around, and nobody's gonna believe, like, this kind of stuff happens, it's just funny. And so I was just super grateful, like, that I am here, and I didn't let, like, some of those old stories and those old cockplucks derail me or keep me from showing up for myself and for the whole, like, in service to the whole, in service, yeah, to this great self, this great all. And so one of the things that I thought was super interesting too, that I had to write down, the inner Hieros Gamos is the union between our self and divinity, and the recognition that these duo forces of creation, the feminine and the masculine, both exist interwoven within each individual being. Together, when in union with each other, they give rise to creation itself. And that's from Earth Star Academy 2022. So, yeah. Really grateful, and I'm excited to, like, begin some of these new things, and initiate some new practices, and play with all of these new things that I'm learning and exploring. And so I hope you all are well, and you are being love for yourselves during this time of upheaval and change and transition, and shamanic death and rebirth. And it is amazing, like, this, to see this rebirth, and to have faith, like, in what is, like, being birthed into and in through our being. And so it is super magical and beautiful and wonderful and amazing, and it doesn't always feel good, but it is, like, it is true, and it is full, and it is whole. And it is real. And I'm grateful every day for all the messages and all the beauty and all the gifts. So I'm grateful for you, wherever you are, however you are, just as you are. Thank you for you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being a part of this great whole and this great all of all we are, this love that we are. Be love for yourself, and take good care of you. Be gentle with yourself, and be love for all of you. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.